With number control 406 en route to you. Looks like on the chart we had a little on the left side. Wind looking very calm. Were you planning to work out behind today?
4602, good copy. Yes, sir. That was our plan. We have this blue deep draft ship, the inbound ship that's coming in, and they're going to be out of our area, so we'll have the river to ourselves for the next couple hours.
Yeah, we got that Pacific Basin in sight. Yeah, we're planning to work out.
That is the standard out here. When you see that helicopter from the shores of Astoria, you're looking at an absolute baseline of trust. But the Coast Guard doesn't just partner with anyone. Captain Mark Schacher earned his spot at that helm. He started at the absolute bottom, as a deckhand pulling heavy lines and learning the rules of the river from the ground up. Decades of mastering this water is what made him the partner the military counts on today. Over the years, Mark has fostered a deeply valuable relationship with these crews, a brotherhood bound by a selfless pursuit, so others may live. And on this river, Mark is the steady anchor that allows them to train safely. This is the Arrow number 2. On this river, she's a legend. But a boat is only as good as the hands on the wheel. We're stepping on board to meet a captain who earned every square inch of this deck, Mark Schacher.
Man, hey,
Chris.
Mark.
See you.
Yeah, man. Hey, thanks for hosting us.
No problem.
This can be fantastic.
My pleasure.
I'm excited. This is quite the adventure. Very few people get to witness firsthand and up close. So, thanks so much for taking the time. And
You're welcome.
But we are going to get to the question about, the question.
Yeah.
What are we going to cook later?
So it's a really low tide today, so we gotta do a 180 and go out the one little path we have. Not enough water to get between the jetty and the pier.
Clearing the shallows takes absolute precision, but the moment we hit deep water, our eyes turn directly to the sky.
He said they were gonna be out here early doing approaches. So we're gonna do some radio direction finding. They practice trying to find our boat if they don't have coordinates. So they have a radio direction finder where they can zero in on our radio transmission. Just one of the many different exercises they practice.
Out here on the open water, there's an eerie quiet before the storm hits. In just a few minutes, a Coast Guard MH-60 Jayhawk is going to rip the sky wide open to run extraction drills right off our deck. But trust like that isn't built overnight. Before Mark was trusted to hold the line for military rescue crews, he had to learn the temper of this river from the absolute bottom. I wanted to know what day one looked like for this captain.
I started charter fishing as a deckhand my 8th grade summer, so 1989, when I was 14 years old. My dad would drive me to the mooring basin every morning before he went to work. I worked every summer all through high school. And then I did a couple other things. I was basically waiting for a position for the local tugboat company that was here in Astoria. Back then, it was such a coveted job. You had to wait years. Even if you had an in, you had to have an opening to even apply. So I started working for what was then Foss Maritime here in Astoria when I was 20 years old.
Looks like on the chart we had a little on the left side. Wind looks very calm. Were you planning to work out behind today, Captain?
4602, good copy. Yes, sir. That was our plan. We have this blue deep draft ship, the inbound ship that's coming in, and they're going to be out of our area, so we'll have the river to ourselves for the next couple hours.
Yeah, we got that.
This is where it gets critical. We are sitting dead in the water, just floating, while the pilot locks his aircraft into position directly over our bow. Mark has to hold the boat perfectly still against the current, steering straight through the windshield at a wall of flying metal. With the cabin doors wide open, the crew is swinging into action. High above our nose, the flight mechanic is checking the rigs, prepping to lower the rescue swimmer straight down onto our bow.
And just an update, we do have some people filming on the boat today, so if Kieran's ready for his close-up, we'll be happy to oblige. Hey Kieran!
How's it going, Captain?
Hey, how you been?
It's cold out there.
It's a little different in Alabama.
Yeah, I missed the 90-degree humidity.
Right?
You really?
Yeah, I get to fly with you all the time. This is great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hey, and I'm Kieran, by the way.
Hey, nice to meet you, Jennifer.
Nice to meet you.
With the door shut, the chaos fades out. My wife immediately asked him how long he'd been a rescue swimmer and what brought an Alabama guy all the way up to the Pacific Northwest.
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah, I'm stationed in Mobile, Alabama right now, so.
What are you doing in Astoria?
Just up here helping the shop stay in duty. Kind of doing my part.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Kieran's a 2-year swimmer out of Alabama, but doing his part means everything to sector Columbia River. Following the tragic loss of Astoria's Tyler Jaggers, crews nationwide are rotating in to keep this sector protected. A heavy reality Captain Mark breaks down later in the kitchen. But out here, break time is short. The crew gives the word that it's time to get wet.
Someone's getting wet.
Someone's getting
They
wet.
put me in?
And Kieran steps back out onto the deck to face the chaotic waters of the Columbia. As Kieran swims out into the river, the crew launches Rescue Randy, a full-weight mannequin used to simulate a live victim. But out here, there's no such thing as a routine drill. You are dealing with a real helicopter and unpredictable currents, and one wrong move can turn a simulation into a true emergency instantly. Over the next hour, the crew ran through the rest of their mandatory checks, perfecting the brutal repetition it takes to stay alive on these waters. With the training wrapped, it was time to head back to the docks. Leaving us to head inside, fire up the stove, and talk with Captain Mark about the true weight of what these guys face every single day.
It spent its whole working life, which was about 50 years, right behind us.
Okay.
Right here at the foot of 14th Street in Astoria. It was the pilot boat built by Arrow Tug and Barge. That's why it's Arrow number 2. There were 5 Arrow boats, and it was the number 2, and it was built specifically to be the pilot boat to replace the wooden Arrow number 2 that was built in Astoria 50 years before that. So it was retired in 2012, and it was going to go to the Maritime Museum. There was a couple separate proposals, but it was still serviceable. They had just put a new, modern, electronically controlled, high-powered diesel engine in it. It was kind of on the bubble of whether it was going to end its life as a static display at a museum or if it had some life on the river. I worked on that boat one day, and one of Jeanette and I's first dates was on the Arrow 2. I thought I would show off and bring her to my former place that I worked, and my friend Jim Davis was running the boat and brought her for a ride and got to watch the pilot transfer. So we had a little connection with the boat, and it was too cute to die. It's such a beautiful little boat, and there's a lot of reasons it is what it is.
You turned the Arrow number 2 initially into a tour boat.
Yeah, it was the only way I could figure out how to monetize
Your investment?
Yeah, and the investment was mostly time
Okay.
Yeah, blood, sweat, and tears. And then the Coast Guard took a little while to kind of figure out how this was going to work, how the scheduling was going to work, what kind of changes I'd have to make to the boat to perform the work that's required in the contract.
Feel like you're part of their team, though?
Yeah, they treat me like I am. Yeah, especially I think ever since the Tyler incident, I think we've gotten a lot closer because I think we realize that we're all kind of in it together.
So what do you want to cook?
So this isn't even my idea. It's Jeanette's idea. She reminded me that when we first started dating and I was building a house, this was before we were married, in late 99, early 2000, that we used to go to your restaurant, Half Baked Alaska, because you guys were brand new to town and we didn't have a kitchen because we were building a house. And we used to go to your restaurant and I always got the same thing. Got smoked salmon, cream cheese omelet with home fries. So I was just curious what the secrets were.
Well, we'll see if we can recreate
If you remember, 25 years ago.
I can't even remember what I ate for lunch yesterday.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Well, we'll give it a whirl. On this episode of What Do You Want to Cook, Mark wanted to make the smoked salmon omelet from the OG, original Baked Alaska, 25 years ago, a tiny little hole in the wall that a young Chris and Jennifer Holland opened with about $350 left, and you remember eating there.
Because it was a young Mark and Jeanette who could only afford a $5.50 omelet.
So we're going to make this omelet in a carbon steel saute pan. All right.
Okay.
We're gonna do a kind of a French style, all right? So we're gonna crack 3 eggs in a bowl. You're gonna crack 3 eggs in a bowl.
Okay.
Whisk it up, a little bit of sea salt in there. We're gonna heat up the pan.
Okay.
We're gonna use whole butter, and we're going to heat it up. You don't want to see it smoke. The butter will burn faster than like olive oil, right? So we'll pour it in, and you're gonna kind of move it around a little bit with a spatula to kind of create like kind of a fluffiness, but without scrambling the eggs. So just a little bit. And we're going to move the pan around and pull the egg in. Okay, and then we're going to take our smoked salmon, some cream cheese, and some scallions right down the middle. We're going to fold and then fold and then fold.
Okay.
So you don't see the seam. And that's it.
I'll work out next time.
This would be the quickest episode of What Do You Want to Cook when it comes to cooking. I went ahead and made some potatoes because that was a thing.
It was on the menu. It came with the omelet.
That was a thing at the original.
For the $5.50,
Yeah.
you got, what did you call it? Country potato?
I don't know.
Home fries?
I think home fries.
Wasn't it home fries?
Yep.
But I remember it had onion.
But I thought we would do, these are a little different. I want to say I use red potatoes then. So I use Yukon Golds and a red onion. And garlic, you got to have heaps of garlic in there. And then I had some fiddlehead ferns, so I thought that I would. Now, mind you, if you're using fiddleheads, make sure you cook them first, blanch them for like 10, 12 something minutes before you eat them. FYI, it's my tip of the day for fiddlehead ferns. Oh,
so where do you get fiddlehead ferns?
In the woods.
Like just go forage locally? What time of year?
About.
Like right now?
Well, on the West Coast, about a month ago.
Oh.
It's the ostrich fern. Okay, so it's the initial bud, if you will, the ostrich fern.
Okay.
It curls around and looks like a fiddle.
Yeah.
And then they will, ultimately they'll open up and grow and become the big leaf.
Oh, okay.
So, but if you harvest them right then. So I gotta know how close we are, right? Again, it's been 25 plus years.
Yeah.
And let's see what you think. See if we're close anyway. Let's check that out.
What's in your seasoning salt?
Fairy dust. Unicorn hair. Let's see. I don't know. I didn't eat it all that often. I just make something random. Oh yeah. It's pretty
Does
close.
it bring back memories?
Absolutely.
It's really close.
It does bring back memories.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the point, right? Is to food's a big stimulator of memories, right? When you eat something, it like it takes you lots of
absolutely.
different places. I think it's pretty close.
It is.
I like that. The swimmers, the rescue swimmers are, and pilots, right? I mean, they're all. Do they hang out together? Or is it the swimmers and then the
Yes and no.
pilots?
The swimmers, that's a pretty close-knit fraternity. They have their own, what they call the swim shop. It's a separate space at the air station because what they do is so much different than what everybody else does.
Yeah.
The flight mechanics, all the airmen and the pilots, they're always around each other, but the swimmers kind of do their own thing.
But they're adrenaline junkies.
Oh, every one of them. Yeah, you have to be.
You think they're discouraged from doing that stuff in their civilian life, like in their days off? Like, no, they're not.
No, I think the opposite.
Really?
Well over half of them surf.
Okay.
A lot of them are hikers. It's kind of interesting. It's funny talking to some of them. Some of them didn't even swim in high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Obviously, some of them did, and they were really, really good at it.
Yeah.
And that's how it kind of evolved. Somebody would tell them, "Have you ever thought about doing this for a living?"
Yeah. I've seen The Guardian with Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah.
High school swim champ.
Yeah. I asked a guy about that not too recently, and he goes, "I've never seen it."
Really?
Yeah. You got to remember, these guys are.
Oh, they're not.
They're
old enough to- yeah.
no. They were born well after that movie came out.
We catered on the set of that movie. Now they just shot for a couple of weeks here, and it was like I don't know, like a splinter crew, but they did a ton of like.
Yep.
But it was hardcore. Like it's all real, and all that footage that you see in that movie is real, and it was incredible to watch. Middle of the winter, massive swells, nasty weather. I got to witness one of the coolest things. It was a female pilot piloting the helicopter for the Coast Guard. Okay, and they're flying around in a movie or film helicopter with gyroscopic cameras for all the drones and all the other stuff, right? And I got to witness her call out the director. And she said, and it was nasty. She said, I'll tell you when we're not flying anymore today. Yeah. It's nasty out there, but I'm in charge.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise.
Yeah, it was awesome, man.
Doesn't surprise me even a little bit.
She was so, I was like, man, that woman is awesome.
Yeah.
I have to ask you, a few months ago, there was I guess lack of a better term, a freak accident involving a U.S. Coast Guard rescue swimmer named Tyler Jaggers. And I know that he trained with you on Arrow number 2. In fact, I also got to meet him, had the privilege of meeting him on one of our kind of adventures out with you for the day. And when I heard about this, I was just completely like, couldn't even breathe. I was like, no way. I mean, these guys are the most elite, most highly skilled and trained people. How can that happen, right? And I mean, how has that changed how you feel when you step onto the boat to go to work?
Shortly after that happened, everything was very different.
Yeah.
Because it's in the back of my mind now.
Yeah.
Every time we work, I'm always thinking about, how safe is this? Yeah. What can happen? There was extenuating circumstances that led to that accident. It's affected everybody. The swimmers took a big break.
Yeah.
They brought air members from all over the country because they knew nobody could really perform their job safely while they were still reeling from that. Because that's a very, very tight-knit brotherhood. Very, very. Yeah. It's been a little while. We weren't expecting this to ever happen.
Sure.
When they first told me about it, I'd heard rumors from airmen that we've worked with in the past that something had happened and who it was, but we didn't know any of the details. And the first time I had official correspondence with anybody from the air station, I told him, I said, I didn't know that we signed up for this.
Right.
To get close to these guys and then lose someone. And he goes, yeah, either did we. I go, so we're kind of all in the same club. Because I get a lot of FaceTime with the rescue swimmers, because a lot of time, when you came on the boat the first time when we were doing the training, and Tyler came down and talked to your daughter and her friend, and was telling him his life story and where he grew up and where he trained. And I mean, he was the nicest young man you've ever met in your life.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, you don't have to take my word for it. You were there. But they would come down and hang on the boat, so we got to know them. They got to know us better than most of the people that we work with at the air station. So it was really, really hard. Yeah.
On February 27, 2026, Tyler Jaggers answered his final call. A high-seas medical evacuation 120 miles west of Cape Flattery. In a routine descent that went tragically wrong, Tyler sustained injuries he wouldn't survive. He fought for days on life support before passing away on March 5th. But his legacy isn't defined by how it ended. It's defined by the rare breed of bravery it takes to drop into absolute chaos for a complete stranger. Driven by a certain sacred oath that guides this entire fraternity, so others may live.
How did Tyler's fellow? It's a group of 8.
Yeah.
At any given time, and they, I suspect they interchange throughout the country.
Yeah.
Over time, but they're all trained exactly the same way.
Yeah.
How did they? I don't know. Pay their respect to him or honor him.
They're still doing that. They've had like group paddle outs all across the country because he was an avid surfer. There's people that have dedicated projects. There's a rumor that one of the newly commissioned Coast Guard cutters is going to be named after him. That's not official, so it is a rumor.
Yeah.
Believe it. There's a lot of it. There's a lot of different ways that not just the swimmers, but other people in the Coast Guard and civilian groups have honored his sacrifice. Yeah, because I mean, they're the most selfless group of people on the planet. I've done a lot of different things. I've worked a lot of different jobs. A lot of them haven't been very safe, but they're kids. I mean, they really are. They're in their teens, early 20s, and they sign up for that training, and they're volunteering to go help or save absolute strangers. They have no idea who these people are, what they've done to get themselves in these situations, but they're there to help.
Yeah.
And I can't wrap my head around that. That's a very small section of our society.
Mark, thank you for spending your day with us. I know you were out there doing night training just last night until after midnight in the dark.
Yep.
And is there anything else you want to add to this conversation? Is there anything else you want to share?
Yeah, so since we rebuilt the boat, started using it for tours, and I've had all kinds of requests. We've taken a lot of people's remains, ashes to be scattered. Probably the most important one to me was a friend he was a captain at Foss when I worked there, Frank Volmer, and his family asked me to take his family because he ran the boat off and on, probably close to 25 years. So we did a ceremony and brought his ashes to his favorite spot in the river. And then everybody blew their horns, and all his people that he worked with over the years were at the memorial park, and we honked the horn as we went by there. And then of course we came up here. But every time we do something like that, I just think those operators that ran that boat and worked on tugs here locally, never in a million years would they have ever guessed that the little pilot boat in Astoria would be doing these types of things. Taking people from all over the world for boat rides underneath the bridge and watching the pilot transfers, doing what the boat did 250,000 times before. And now we're just watching as an entertainment.
Yeah.
And now doing the Coast Guard training. I think about it all the time. The people that worked, most of them are gone. I mean, that's just the sad reality of work boats is they outlive most of their crew members.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think about that all the time.
Mark, thank you
My
for
pleasure.
taking the time, man.
It's
It's been an incredible experience. We feel fortunate we get to witness up close, impersonal, something that many people will not, and to see the extensive training that goes into the training of continued training. These guys have already been to the top school for training, the continued training of the U.S. Coast Guard rescue swimmers and helicopter pilots, and yourself and your crew, partners in this training. It's all symbiotic. So thank you so much for spending the time. And folks, thank you for watching this episode of What Do You Want to Cook? I'd be curious to know how your smoked salmon omelet turns out at your place. Feel free to upload some pictures. Show us what you come up with. And thanks again. And we look forward to seeing you next time.
Bye, guys.